Hello and welcome. I'm Life with Matthew, and as you may recall, about 2 months ago I started a brand new series designed to help anyone who wanted to start streaming or who is just looking to improve the quality of their streams on which studio should you use, which, full disclosure, right after I made that video, I started to use OBS instead of Streamlabs OBS, which I guess technically goes to show I'm a dirty, filthy liar, and you probably shouldn't listen to anything I have to say in these videos. Well, today I finally want to continue that series, as well as give you a bit of a roadmap for where this is hopefully going to go. This video is going to be discussing what your microphone options are. I know of at least 5 different options, however, I can only test 4 of them today, and mention the 5th one if you want to consider that for your own use in the future. The next video I hope to do are going to be your camera options, as well as your options for getting that camera input into your computer, either for editing it or just for doing live streaming. After that, we're going to circle back around to OBS Studio and talk about some settings you might want to do, some plugins that I'm using, and how you can get the most out of those plugins. Okay, so let's talk about the different types of microphones there are. I personally am aware of 3 different categories. Now, are there more than that? I don't know. These are just the 3 that I'm aware of. So if you're aware of some other obscure type, or maybe it turns out it's a mainstream type and I'm just ignorant about it, please don't crucify me. These are the 3 types that I personally am aware of. The first type is a condenser microphone, and unfortunately, I don't have one of those here. In my personal experience, at that base level, just to get good sounding audio, condenser microphones tend to be the most expensive of the 3. However, that said, I do think they produce excellent audio whenever I hear them. Now, the way a condenser microphone works is that it has a designated front side, and you're going to get the best sounding audio if you put the microphone facing the front toward you. You will still get some audio from the backside. Condenser microphones tend to be a little bit more omnidirectional than, say, a shotgun microphone is. However, if you want the best audio, make sure you follow the directions of the microphone you get. A shotgun microphone, on the other hand, is extremely directional. It is designed for me to be talking straight into the front of it right here. If I start to drift off to the side, the quality is actually going to degrade. And you may be thinking, Matt, it still sounds fine. You're far away. Why is it sounding fine? The answer is because this is a decoy. I'm not using that one. I've actually been recording everything off of this lapel microphone right here, and this is the 3rd type. Lapel microphones tend to be a little bit more omnidirectional, much like a condenser microphone. And if you want to get right down to it, a lapel microphone probably uses the same technology as a condenser microphone. Those are the 3 broad categories you need to be thinking about: condenser, shotgun, or lapel. I think all 3 of them you can make sound great. It's just you got to keep in mind the limitations. A condenser microphone, you can probably have a little bit further away and a little bit more of a roomy space and still sound good. A shotgun microphone, you need as close to you as is comfortably possible, especially if you have a shorter one like I was using. And it's going to be a lot more affected by what sort of room environment you're in than I think a condenser microphone would have. Now, this is just my own impressions based off of what I have seen from other people using them in their studios. I don't know if this is 100% accurate because I don't have one to test with, so make sure you research any sort of microphone you want before purchasing it, please. Now, while those are the 3 broad categories of microphones worth thinking about if you want to go out and purchase one, also please be aware of any microphone you have lying around the house for free. If you want to get into streaming and if you want to produce content, the best sort of microphone you can have is the one that you can actually afford and use right now. If it's a little bit on the lower quality side, people will forgive you provided you're making good quality. So to that end, if you have a gaming headset and it has a microphone on it, try testing it out. It's entirely possible the quality it provides is more than enough that you need to either make videos or to do live streaming. And of course, don't forget about your microphone right here. A cell phone may not produce the best sounding audio, but it's better than no audio whatsoever. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to read a short passage so that you can hear what the audio sounds like on my cell phone, on the lapel mic, and on the shotgun mic. And for the shotgun mic, I'm actually going to do it 3 times. One with the microphone right up by my mouth, one with it about a foot away, and one with it about 5 feet away, because I want you to see how distance can affect the quality of your shotgun mic. Now, all the audio being taken right now is in its raw form. I have no filters being applied to it. In a future video, I'm going to show you how you can add a couple filters to OBS to greatly improve the quality of the microphone you have right now. So let's get started with the lapel mic first. Psalm 119, verses 65 through 68. You have dealt well with your servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. You have dealt well with your servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. You have dealt well with your servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. Okay, so those were the 3 different types of microphones I have right now for testing so that you can hear what the audio sounds like. While I talk about some pros and cons of each one of these, how about you tell me down in the comments below which one you think sounded best? Okay, so let's start by talking about lapel mics. Lapel mics have a lot going for them. They don't take up much space, they're easy to clip on, you can get some decent sound out of them. In terms of bad things, however, it can be hard to find that perfect spot where it's not too high up or too low down. Because if you get too high up, all you're going to hear is the sound of your throat, and that doesn't make for good audio. If it's too low down, you're not going to be able to get the best sound possible out of it. Also, in terms of negative things, a cheap lapel mic has a lot of distance issues. For example, my cord right here is 20 feet long. I have 20 feet of lapel microphone cord. My goodness, it just keeps going and going. And this can get really annoying as it tangles up under your feet or under your chairs or as you're trying to walk around. Now on the plus side, having a lot of microphone cord for a lapel mic can be beneficial because I am physically tethered to whatever my audio recording device is. If that's my laptop, having 20 feet lets me easily get around my little home office area where I do my recordings. If it was 6 feet, I probably wouldn't be able to get up and do things if I needed to without completely unhooking either the lapel or disconnecting it from my computer altogether. Now they do make wireless kits for lapel mics. That way I don't have a huge wire dangling around behind me all the time, and instead just have the wireless kit that I can hook my lapel mic into and then have the base station attached to whatever recording device I'm using. Of course, that has its own set of dangers. Namely, you could have some audio degradation, you have to worry about keeping your batteries charged, and worst of all, you have to make sure you mute it properly when you get up to go jaloja. The next up is things like your cell phone or just the microphone you have built right into your laptop, assuming you have a laptop. You can get all right quality out of this, but you're going to face a lot more quality issues than if you use just a different microphone altogether. On the plus side, it's something you have available right now to start making videos or streaming live content. Now, when it comes to a shotgun mic, I think that one of the biggest pluses is that you can more accurately control the quality of audio you're getting than you can with the lapel mic. I can very easily see where this is and know that I'm getting a good sound off of it. However, on the downside of shotgun mics, it is extremely directional. You have to make sure you have it in just the right spot, very close up to you, and it's very easy to overspend for it. For example, this Rode Video Mic Go cost me about $125, whereas this Movo VRX10 only cost me $30. I'm going to swap these out real quick, and you tell me, was it worth buying this one, or do you think I could have saved about $120 by sticking with this $30 one? Okay, so here we are, all swapped out. Now this is what I lovingly refer to as a cigar shotgun mic, simply because it looks like the tiniest little cigar just sitting there. I mean, look at this thing. It is so tiny. As a result, you get a bit of a trade-off. The quality of microphone isn't quite as robust as you would, say, get out of this Rode Video Mic Go. We're going to go ahead and do a quick rereading using this one and swap out every other verse for this guy, and you tell me in the comments below which one sounds better. You've dealt well according with your servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe in your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. Okay, so $30, $130. Do you think the difference in quality is really worth the extra $100? Well, for me, yes. I think that this gives a much more rich tone to my voice than this does, which if you look at it, it makes sense. This is a cigar condenser shotgun mic. Everything has been shrunk down and forced into this tiny package. And as a result, you just can't get as good range as you can off of something like this. That said, I think this still gives a very nice quality of audio by itself. However, if I was thinking about getting something like this or getting a lapel mic, I think I'd actually get the lapel mic. It was $10 cheaper, and I think it gave pretty equivalent sound quality. The only benefit of something like this is the fact that I'm not tethered to my device anymore. I can get up, walk away, and leave this in the position where it is, come back and continue recording or continue doing my stream after I've gotten up to do whatever it is I need to do at the time. Probably Geloja. Now, there are two other pretty serious downsides to having a shotgun mic. The first is that I really need to make sure that this is how I sit throughout an entire stream. If I have to lean back, well, that feels better, but now I'm far away from my microphone and the sound quality drops. That means I either have to readjust it every time, or I need to make sure that I stay in this exact same spot. And readjusting it is the second problem you have. If you're a hand talker like this, or you need to readjust it, if you happen to brush across it, you happen to readjust it, that's the noise your entire stream has to listen to. No one likes hearing that in a stream, and no one likes hearing it in a video. So a shotgun mic like this really limits the way you can use your hands. Now, you can try to make sure that the way you have your microphone positioned mitigates that possibility, but at the end of the day, you're still going to have to deal with this, or you're going to have to put it farther away where the sound quality just isn't quite as good. With a lapel mic, that's not something you have to worry about. As you move around with the lapel mic, it stays with you. Now, you do have to worry that if you turn your head to the side, you may not be talking to the lapel mic anymore, but that goes the same thing for a condenser microphone or a shotgun microphone. In terms of brushing against it with a lapel mic, what are you, a Tyrannosaurus Rex? No one keeps our hands up here. That's not something you need to worry about. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps improve the quality of your streams or helps you get into streaming in general. Until the next time, I'm Life with Matthew. Everyone, take care. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will, and be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of all the updates I do on this channel. If you want to support the work I'm doing here, then I hope you'll consider becoming one of my Patreons, where you'll get early access to all kinds of videos. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.